There we go. Hey, hey, hey. We are live for our Feelings with the Geekiary Ghostbusters edition, aka Ghost Girls. So welcome to Feelings with the Geekiary. I'm Tara, along with fellow host Vaughn and some of our fellow Geekiary writers, KK and Jessica. We are fans. We have a lot of Ghostbusters feelings, and this is where we're webcasting about them. Vaughn and some of our fellow Geekiary writers, KK and Jessica. We are fans.
Yay!
We have a lot of
Ghostbusters feelings. Hey, hang on, that's me. I apologize. I'm running a bit out of. Okay. Friendly reminder, this is also a podcast, so please subscribe to us on iTunes so you don't miss any of our feelings. And if you're listening to this as a podcast, please remember that this is recorded live, so we're not exactly sure what's going to happen. Please forgive us any technical difficulties or accidental swears. You can join the conversation with hashtag Geekiary feelings. Yeah.
I was just
come on, how will we know we're wrong if
Sorry.
Sorry.
Sorry, Vaughn. On Saturday, we made a game now where the first person who swears has to get called out. And so that's part of our hashtag Geekiary feelings on Twitter. Of course, people are going to think we're wrong about this movie because people hate on it. But regardless, yeah, if you hear one of us swear and you can call us out on the hashtag, then we'll retweet you.
Yeah, woo. Everyone wants to be retweeted by Geekiary.
Anyway, so real
All
quick,
right.
we'd like to remind all of you the views expressed on this webcast are those of the hosts as individuals and do not necessarily represent the Geeky area of the webcast itself as a whole. I'm working on getting that faster and faster, like when you hear the horrible side effects of medication in commercials.
Yes, yes. Well, we don't advertise medication here because that's weird, but I do see them on American television.
Yeah, but the faster I say the disclaimer, I don't know.
Oh, no. Yeah. It's like the battery's not included.
Yeah. So anyway,
right, so, Ghostbusters.
Yes.
Ghostbusters! You guys didn't join in. That's not cool.
Sorry, I'm eyeing this picture that I uploaded to the Google Doc because obviously part of what is bringing us here today is that they had a pretty darn good opening weekend, especially as they were up against.
Yeah.
And what was number one? It was
The Secret Life of Pets.
Yeah, and I've heard that one's been doing like really, really well. That it's been blowing some stuff out of the water, like previous records for animated films. So, so the fact that Ghostbusters was second and made $46 million, especially with all the controversy surrounding it, is really awesome. I also find it funny that I Googled how much their opening weekend was, and CNN reports like that they had a solid opening weekend box office with their $46 million. On the other hand, Variety's article title is that the Ghostbusters materialized with a non-stellar weekend.
They're both not wrong.
Well, yeah.
I mean,
it
just depends on how you look at it.
But it's the biggest opening weekend of Paul Feig movie. Is it Paul Feig or I don't know?
I know it's not. Paul Figuri. I'm horrible with pronouncing names, but yeah. So I mean, I know it's not some amazing opening weekend, but at the same time, they were second. Hopefully, with people saying good things about the movie, more people will continue to go see it.
Yeah,
and it's definitely not as bad as they wanted them to do.
And I'm gonna go pay to see it.
You're what, KK? You broke up a little bit.
I don't know. My audio's changed. I'm sorry, guys.
It's okay.
It's all right. It happens.
Yeah, technical difficulties. We have them. It's kind of like our thing. Like Podcast of Ice and Fire is their audio quality is almost always horrible, and it's just a joke now. But yeah, I mean, so how do you guys feel about like the money that it made and stuff? Like other than it not being some amazing like huge monetary amount, especially what they spent making the movie. I don't know. I think it did well compared to what people were claiming how bad it was going to bomb and everything.
I think they'll make their money back, which is something that Sony needs because it's been a bit of it's not doing well, particularly well in the movie stakes at the moment. So yeah, I think that it's a success by by Hollywood standards.
Yeah.
Considering the other blockbusters of the kind of summer season, like your Tarzans and stuff, have been not doing very well. So
Too many
this getting
Pokemon
45 million.
Oh my gosh, I was so mad that there were like no Pokemon stuff anywhere near our theater, and I was like,
Well, my theater was a Pokespot, and I caught a Ghastly outside of Ghostbusters, so
Nice.
that seemed appropriate.
that is great. I like that's got to be on purpose, right? It's on purpose. We'll just say, yeah. But yeah,
What do you think
what?
about the money?
Oh.
I mean, I said what I said. I think that despite them not making a ton of money, they did well. But I mean, Jessica, you thought what
I think
Thursday
we're going to
night?
find what they wanted out of it.
Yeah, I saw it Thursday.
I literally like dragged myself out of the house last night to see it so that I would be seeing it on opening weekend and putting
Yeah.
opening weekend.
Yeah,
One of
I
my
wanted
friends-
to see it opening night on purpose.
Yeah, yeah. So anyway, there's like, this is going to be a shorter webcast since it's focused on one movie, so we can probably move on into discussion. And I think first, what do we want to talk about the new characters first, or do we want to talk about the cameos and stuff?
Well, let's get the cameos over. I think we'll talk more about the characters. So.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
Don't even.
No. Oh God, I love
It's my
it.
girlfriend.
Shh,
I will
shut your
fight
face. I think you and me and Vaughn are gonna go to a Pokemon gym and have it out over Kate McKinnon.
Excuse me. Who's got the poster? Who's got the poster? I have the poster.
I don't need the poster. I got the real thing, man.
That was
Can I talk to
fun.
her?
I said I'm sure I can scare one of those up. And I was like, oh, that's the worst ever, Tara. Fun. So cameos. There was a Harold Ramis statue at Columbia, or bust. It was a bust, which was cool.
Yes.
I mean, I guess the biggest cameo, the longest running one was Bill Murray's, was it Bill Murray who said he would not be in a Ghostbusters movie again? Or
No,
was
it was
it?
Yeah.
what's his face?
I think
It
so.
wasn't in
Oh,
it. How do you
no,
show the kids?
Well, he's not acting at all, so I think we
Yeah.
expected that. I think it was either Bill Murray or Dan Aykroyd.
I think it's been both of them back and forth over the years saying that they weren't going to do it.
But I mean, Bill Murray had a pretty big cameo. I mean, it was basically like an actual role, compared to
Yeah.
the others. He was a ghost disprover.
Yeah, what's his official? Can't remember.
And then he died. Did he die?
I think so.
Yeah.
He did.
Yeah. I mean, I figured he did,
Well,
but they didn't
he
show
did,
bodies.
so.
And I'm on Game of Thrones mode right now. So.
It was his plan all along, I guess, to die in
They can't show
Ghostbusters 3, so that never happened.
Yeah. I remember that. Yeah. Um,
That was
but yeah, so he was
I
fun.
liked the cameos. But
Well, and I liked all of them. I don't. Annie Potts being a desk clerk was a little bit like, aw, okay. There's just so little like connection, I guess, and considering that she was their, assistant or whatever. I'm sure they called it a secretary back then. In the first
she was
movies,
their
like,
Kevin.
yeah, she was their Kevin. So I don't know. I guess I feel like she should have moved up to more than a desk clerk by now. But of course, Dan Aykroyd was a cabbie.
Yeah, that's just sexism, man.
Yeah, but she got to say her iconic line, which I thought was great.
Yeah, and he did too. I mean, he doesn't go to what is it? Doesn't go to Chinatown. Doesn't
And I ain't
I
afraid of
can't.
no ghosts.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Oh yeah. Something about how he
I
doesn't drive. Something you referred to her about something. Yeah.
yeah, yeah, yeah. He said something about Chinatown. He said something about ghosts. It's like I know the line in the back of my head, but it's been a long day. I think my favorite was Sigourney Weaver, though. Anyway,
I liked Ernie
Yeah,
Hudson
she was great.
I
myself.
wish that there'd been
Yeah.
more of her. I'm hoping, like in the DVD, Blu-ray, whatever, there'll be like deleted scenes or something. But I guess they had to have it at the end to be that kind of surprise that she's Holtzman's mentor.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
So
I
yeah.
don't know. What about you
speaking of
guys?
speaking of lines, I told you I won this guy and the Kate McKinnon poster because at the showing they had a bunch of cosplayers doing trivia,
Oh, cool.
and yeah, they were like, so how well do you know the original movie? And I was like, I don't know, medium. And they were like, all right, well, you're the third person we've asked this to, and the first two got it wrong, so please restore my faith in humanity. And they're like, all right, finish this line. There's no Dana. And I was like, there's only Zoom? And they're like, yeah! So
Wow.
I got all three questions right, actually, and I got my pin and my poster. All the t-shirts were
That's
small,
great.
and I was like,
Yeah, I got this actually. First of all, thank you, Loot Crate Level Up, because this came in my Loot Crate Level Up. I think it was last month. So, and it's this awesome like baseball jersey, and it's so comfortable, and it's Ghostbusters, and it has 84 on the back. So I'm pretty excited. But
Nice.
I don't know. So favorite cameos, like I'd say mine is Sigourney Weaver, probably Ernie Hudson a close second.
Dan Aykroyd, Annie Potts.
Vaughn, what about you?
I don't know. I don't know. I like them. I mean, I loved the old Ghostbusters movie, but I didn't have like a huge attachment to it, like a lot of people apparently do.
I'm,
So
I'm
like I saw the cameos and I was like, oh, that's a nice shout out. But I was best thing ever. I mean, Ghostbusters is not my childhood, so
I honestly
It
thought
actually is mine.
my like biggest gripe about the movie I thought was a little too fan servicey. Like I liked the cameos, all of them, but like, man, I didn't need an extended sequence of Slimer driving a car. Like,
yeah,
I didn't need that. Like the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man, like it could have been a float in the parade, not the one that like pinned them. So
yeah. I don't even know.
yeah,
Is that
I think
fan
that was.
servicey? I mean, I know it is, but
I'd
there's
say
like I
fan
feel like
service.
you think fan service. I also think it kind of went the way of both Star Wars and Independence Day Resurgence, honestly, in a way, in that they took elements from some of the original, from both Ghostbusters 1 and 2, actually, and like had them as part of the storyline in here, which is why like I do feel like the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man was I agree, like him and Slimer was like the too much, but like it was also probably good that they at least had them in there. Though I do think they could have, especially Slimer, they could have scaled back on.
It was good for their
is
advertising.
Slimer?
Yeah,
Yeah, I guess that's true. Kids love Slimer.
Yeah.
yeah,
Yes.
they do. And this is a kids movie, so you gotta,
Yeah.
kind of.
I was 2 when the first Ghostbusters came out, so I didn't see it till, I don't know, maybe middle school or high school. I can't remember which, but it was like when it was airing on TV. you know, after my family finally
Yeah.
left the dark ages and got cable. So
It
it was
came
at
out the
least
year I
this.
was born. The year I
Yeah,
was
I was
born,
Yeah. What
and
year was
I
it?
started watching when I was 2, I think, and over and over again.
I'm sure my parents thought
1984.
that Sigourney Weaver and the whole Zool thing was like too sexy for me to watch or something.
My parents said I was
Well,
mesmerized and just let me sit in front of it, so I don't know.
yep, yep, yep. Yeah, I mean, I watched it. I liked it, but yeah, like I said, not my childhood. So
And I
But
mean,
this
like,
one
you
was
know,
great.
I think there are like legitimate complaints about the humor of this one that are the exact same as the complaints in the first one, honestly, which is that it's like an SNL in club movie where it's a bunch of like SNL cast members, like, you know, joking around with each other, improvising and stuff, and like you don't have to like that type of comedy. That's all right. It's just like obviously it's the amount of vitriol that has been leveled against Ghostbusters this reboot that is ridiculous.
no,
It's not to
yeah,
say that
I
they're
get the amount of the complaints on that side where they're like, oh, the humor is just too childish and like it's too kind of like SNL-y. And I'm just like, did you not watch the first Ghostbusters movie?
yeah,
It's like,
exactly.
I don't think you've actually seen it.
Yeah.
Like,
Well, and I mean, again, like KK, I think said, or maybe it was Yvonne, one of you said, like it's a children's movie, but at the same time, like I like this type of humor. I like SNL humor. I love it, really. Like I don't like Superbad. I think Superbad is horrible. I don't think it's funny. And there's several other movies along that like line that is not my type of humor. This is. Everybody's different, but people were hating on the humor in this one particularly because women can be funny or something.
I don't know because they wanted to hate it, and
I see.
I don't know.
I'd like to hear if any of them actually go see it, what they have to say. You know, there are some
Well,
middling
they're
and
going
maybe
and
bad
hating it
reviews.
already.
What was that? It sounds like we've been
There's some
possessed by
middling and bad
ghosts.
reviews, but like I know, I heard that. I think it's KK's audio.
sorry,
Um,
yes.
but uh, but yeah, I mean, so cameos and fan servicey stuff were all over the place, which honestly I kind of expected. I also think I was almost like kind of I've been kind of immune to it after Independence Day resurgence, probably. But the cameos especially, like I don't know if theories are already cropping up about this, but like specifically the one thing I'm wondering is like the cameos proved that the original Ghostbusters either aren't or never were Ghostbusters. So is this an alternate reality or where they never were? Or is it something where their minds are wiped? And it's kind of got to be an alternate reality, I would think, because they'd also have to wipe like all of New York.
I think they just
Um,
weren't
um,
Ghostbusters.
As far as I
Yeah,
know,
unless they've got the giant Men in Black like thing, you know, that wipes the mind of the whole city.
Well, Dan Aykroyd's character is definitely aware of ghosts, but I don't think they're Ghostbusters in this universe.
I
Yeah.
think, yeah, I think, as far as I know, it's like a reboot, not a continuation. Like,
Mhm.
but I think that you can, like, because they make a few jokes about how New York forgetting everything and things like that. You're like, well, maybe you can kind of fit it in with the other movies and just decide that it's part of the canon. I don't think you can. You can, if you wanted to, make it a third movie, but I think it's like its own thing.
Yeah, I love that. I haven't been on the Ghostbusters Reddit. I'm like avoiding it like the plague because Redditors. But that's probably where the best theories are going to come from. So eventually I will give in and hope that by the time I do, all the hatred has,
You
well,
just need to get to the point where like people are sick of like going on there and saying this is the worst movie ever, and it's not because I hate women, I swear. And then they start actually talking about like what actually happened in the movie. And
but
like personally, I'm waiting for
so
the fan fiction.
Oh,
Yeah.
I've seen some good stuff on Tumblr already.
anything with Holtzman, especially if she's not straight,
Yeah.
because there's already
Which
been
she's not
like,
straight.
yeah, I mean, there's already been like the director is staying quiet, about her exact uh, leanings, but like not. I mean, she can't be straight. There were several kind of like comments that were made that were,
She's like flirting with Aaron the whole time.
yeah, yeah. Sorry, my cat. Uh, so I don't know. I guess moving into all these new characters, I don't even know. Do we need to ask who everybody's favorite was?
Excuse me.
Jessica, who was your favorite?
I don't know that I actually have a favorite. I liked Abby a lot.
Okay. I liked Abby, probably mostly because I just love Melissa McCarthy since like the beginning of
Yeah.
time when she was on Gilmore Girls. But Kate McKinnon and Jillian Holtzman, I just
Yeah.
I wasn't actually that fond of Kristen Wiig of Aaron, you know.
Were you supposed to be? I mean,
I don't think so. I mean the one
Well,
part
Aaron's
where
the straight man, right?
huh?
She's the straight one, so no one likes the
Yeah.
straight one. Like the not straight as in like sexuality. The kind
Yeah,
of
yeah.
yeah, and like her
Straight
one
man.
like time she's like allowed to be funny is like when she's like being kind of sexually harassing towards Kevin. And I thought they actually rode that line pretty well in terms of like not really like pushing it over the top where she was really like harassing him, but still like that was like
And everyone was kind of like I thought everyone was kind of just like saying, "Hey, no, that's not cool, man. Like you need to not do
Yeah,
that."
yeah.
Like everybody else was a bit like I definitely weren't condoning her actions.
Yeah, well, I mean, even Abby at that one point when they were doing the interview, when Aaron asked him if he was seeing anyone, Abby was like, "Let's pretend you didn't ask that, because that's a completely illegal question." And like the HR person in me the whole time was just like, "Oh my God, Tara, stop bringing your work into movie theaters." But no, I mean, of course, the title that Vaughn gave the webcast was Ghost Girls, and I did like that story, probably mostly because I had something not like that, obviously, but I had those little like quirks when I was young that ended up, with me getting to be kind of like the butt of everyone's jokes in middle school and part of high school. So I don't know, hearing that kind of humanized her a lot for me, and after that, I think I mean, obviously the timing of the story needed to be then, but if they'd had it earlier, I probably would have felt a lot more like positively toward her character, like sooner in the movie. Even though
And
I get why it's there.
I actually had read the tie-in book, the one that like ghosts
The
and
novelization.
yeah. Well, no, not the novelization. The one that they
Okay.
referred to in the movie. So
Oh,
I knew a
okay.
little bit. I actually knew her history prior to going into it. So that
I didn't know
helped.
that. Wait, so you can buy that book?
Yeah, yeah. The author actually follows me on Twitter.
Buy where's the pen? Buy Ghostbusters book. Buy Ghostbusters.
Yeah,
That's-
here for it.
my
I like
favorite
the Ghost
Ghostbuster
Girl
was
stuff.
Patty.
You what,
Patty,
KK?
yes.
Said my favorite Ghostbuster
Yes.
was Patty.
Oh yeah, Patty was awesome.
I loved Patty. That scene that was like used as a trailer with her with the ghost on her shoulders, I was like just losing it in the theater. I really like that scene. She's like, I'm gonna go
Alright,
home.
it's
I'm gonna
Ghost
go to
from
my
our
job. I really liked when she slaps the ghost out of Abby. Yeah, that was good.
Yeah. Patty compels you.
Yeah.
So good. I liked the whole thing. I liked her and I think I ship her and Holtzman.
Yeah, me too.
Patty and Holtzman.
I just liked, her and Abby just like constantly being like, okay guys, we need to like rein it in, all right? Like we need to relax. We're already Ghostbusters. Just relax.
Plus, I
Yeah.
relate to her a lot because she's a history nerd and she just has random facts about like the place that she lives in, and like I relate to that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
me too. Like I'm not even from Greenville, but I've like read like 5 history books on Greenville, and when I bring people downtown, I'm like spouting off facts. Ask KK, she's been here. But speaking of which, our mice are Pokestops, so now we know where they all are.
That's amazing.
Random aside, I'm sorry, this is totally nothing to do with Ghostbusters. Except, there is a ghost tour in Greenville, but we have this thing downtown where there are these 9 little bronze mice statues, and nobody will tell you where they are. There's only hints. So the whole idea is to start either at the north or south end of Main Street and work your way, the other direction and find all of these mice and go into the closest bar and have a drink. It's a Mice on Main bar crawl. But now with Pokemon Go, all of the mice are Pokestops. All of them. So instead of having to find them, you could just have Pokemon Go the whole time. It's maddening. Anyway, back to Ghostbusters.
So that creates a whole new drinking game of Pokemon Go, though.
Oh, they're already having a bar crawl here, so
Take a shot every time your egg hatches.
But yeah, like Patty, I agree, Jessica. Like the whole like spouting off history facts and everything. I liked that she had this, and at one point she says it's not a great job, but it's all right, but she like is trying to say hi to everybody. She's being friendly to everybody. That's who she is. And then she's also like this insane store of knowledge. She's a genius. She's not a scientist, but she is a genius. Like I remember a lot of crazy facts and stuff like that, especially about history, and I was a history major and everything, but like to remember the things that she remembers, she is a genius in her own right, and they wouldn't be whole without her, which I feel kind of throws it in the face of the people that were like saying that she was too, I don't even remember what there's
Stereotypical?
horribly racist things.
I mean, I do think that like this movie was still a failure in regards to representation. Like, certainly there are, in her as her own character, like Patty is amazing, but like, where was any other person of color in this whole film? Like, why did every single Ghostbuster besides one of them have to be white? Like, so there are just as many black girls that like dress and talk like Erin as there are who dress and talk like Patty, right? Like, there's no reason that there couldn't, one or the other, I don't know. And it because it's an SNL film, like, it reflects the poor casting diversity of Saturday Night Live, and I don't think that's a coincidence. Like,
well, though on top of that, even like background characters, there was like
right, like Cecily Strong character she had to be white. Like, I don't know. I just thought that there was it's a movie set in New York City. There's no excuse.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, their diversity was not good. I mean, it gets points for being that there are 4 women that are talking to each other, which is insane. And we shouldn't. And you sort of stop and think, but we shouldn't really be congratulating them for that because that should be a thing.
Yeah.
Like.
Well, and the thing is, I'm not congratulating.
We need to do better. We just do.
Yeah, I'm not congratulating them for doing that. What I'm congratulating them on is having a movie that's got this, mostly female cast, and that generally they did a good job with their interactions, their friendships, in
ways that
Kevin,
like felt feminine. That and I appreciate that. I don't need my lady film movies with ladies cast to like feel like dude bro films, right? Like, I like the friendships to be a little bit feminine and a little bit, different.
When they're talking about Erin's clothes and her hair when she dyes her hair at the end, like you know what I mean? Like I liked the dude bro moments, but you're right. They had enough of just regular conversation that it was refreshing.
It was like seeing your friends.
Not that they had the women, it's that they did it well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. They, they were talking like real women, and No, they weren't sexualized, which is just like you don't realize how shocking that is until you get out there and you realize, wow,
And there was no fat jokes.
none of those women were sexualized.
I know, it was amazing.
No references to their bodies at all. Like,
right? Yes.
Yeah.
At all.
Like,
yeah,
not
and
a
like
single-
really, even the
they-
only like meta, like kind of derogatory thing that they said was the "ain't no bitch is gonna catch no ghosts" or whatever.
Yeah.
And that
Which
was
wasn't
just,
that- Wasn't that red?
I think they probably just got that off of YouTube. I
yeah,
think.
yeah. I mean, it was definitely a meta joke. I think.
well, that's the other thing that the dudes have been complaining about, isn't it? That the treatment of men.
There's
Oh,
a
like
lot of
when
men
they- when
complaining
they-
about how stupid the men are.
Oh no. Is it like slowing up for
no.
everybody else? I think it's just Jessica that I'm having trouble with. Can you guys hear me?
Okay, I think we're all right.
Is it better?
I can hear you.
Like, like I can't. It's all. Is it just me? There's a ghost. What were we talking about? Oh, yeah, there were some moments where kicking somebody in the balls, doing something with somebody in the balls.
Oh
It was
yeah,
really
they were
late when I
like
went to see
they
this
were
movie.
they aimed for the big bad guy in the balls, right? And they're like, that's where we're
Yeah,
supposed
yeah,
to
yeah,
aim, right?
Yeah.
Hit him in the weak spot is what they said. Mm-hmm.
Which I was kind of like,
Hey, look, that was cheap. Like, I think that was cheap, and I get why people are mad, but at the same time, when I was in the cinema and I was watching that, I was like, hell yeah!
yeah,
Kick
yeah.
him in the nuts!
Yeah, that's
I know
exactly
that
how
guy,
I
by the way. The
Do you
evil
really?
guy, he taught me comedy, Neil Casey. He's very talented. He has a Twitter, and I guess I can't say what he actually tweets every like 3 months or so, but it's literally just F yourself. Like every 3 months, he just tweets out, F yourself. It's beautiful comedy. I don't understand it, but it's beautiful.
I'm sure it's this. Okay.
He's much weirder than his character. He's very funny.
One thing and this is entirely random, when all the ghosts were like pouring through and they oh, first of all, oh my God, Holtzman, when she pulls those guns out, and oh my God, yes, please. I want
We all want to make out with Kate McKinnon, Tara. You're not the only one.
I know, but that whole moment was just so great, and then
So nice, though. Like, there's this girl who's up there being super sexy for girls.
that one thing that bothered me, yeah, which is almost unheard of in a like theater released film.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The one thing that bothered me though is when they're stepping over like the ghosts, and I'm like, where are they pulling these ghosts from? Because how did Pilgrim? They made this whole, they made the whole story of the Indian burial or Native American burial ground underneath that hotel, but then they have pilgrims. There were no pilgrims in New York City.
It looks cool, man. I think you're just overthinking it. Like, how could they shoot? You can't even shoot ghosts, man. Like,
Saying.
Well, maybe they were traveling.
Yeah, well, but I don't know.
maybe it was
You're right. I'm overthinking it.
all over.
I'm overthinking
I mean,
it.
I feel like they probably decided that it would be uncouth for a bunch of, for white people basically to be like killing Native Americans, even if they were ghosts. But then
yeah.
why reference it in the first place, right? Like, why even reference the Native American stuff if they weren't going to like use it? I don't know.
Yeah.
It was a weird decision.
How do we feel about the creepy bad guy?
You know, Casey.
Straight out of
It's
Reddit.
hilarious.
He's what, KK?
He's just funny. He's a funny dude. He's very weird.
Yeah.
Very
Yeah.
funny.
He's
I liked the part when he was doing his villain monologue and like going, you don't understand what it's like to be in it. 'Cause the girls are like, yeah, we get that all the time. And
Yeah.
well, I mean, you know what?
Yeah.
You know what he is? He is like literally the neckbeard geeky guy who thinks nobody's as good as he is. Like that's exactly what he is.
Yeah.
Nobody is like as into things or as real as he is.
Oh
Like,
my God! Even though he owes like his whole existence to the work that the women did before him, much like
Yes.
neckbeard
Yeah.
geeky guys who keep at sci-fi and fantasy. He uses their book to like build his whole.
yeah.
But I know what you're saying.
Yeah, Vaughn's being a little slow. Vaughn, you're breaking up and being slow a
sorry.
little bit. But yeah, no, I mean exactly. He is like legitimately like. Thank you for not disagreeing with me because I was like, should I say this? But yep, that's exactly what it is. He's like creepy, crazy neckbeard geek guy who is taking their work and utilizing it to do what he wants to do, and then also being like, ha ha ha, you can't do this. You're just girls. I'm so much smarter than you.
That was good, Tara. That's a good character.
I wasn't trying to do his voice. I was just making a voice. Don't worry. I don't remember what it was very late when I saw this movie. But yeah, there was somebody that was, or some things online, some of the complaints that were made was that the male characters, like, literally only exist to further the storylines of the female characters. And I was like,
gee, I wonder what that's like.
no. It's just, you'd think it's something that, like, we've never experienced.
Yeah.
The lack of self-awareness is astounding.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It's also pretty amusing.
Yeah.
You see them all, and they're arguing, and they're like the male characters, like, this is sexist because the male characters are so like two-dimensional and like they're really like stereotypes and they're portrayed badly, and you're like, oh my god,
Oh, that's not on purpose.
do you not understand that? Yeah.
Chris Hemsworth totally knew what he was doing. Okay,
Oh, yeah.
He was not unaware.
He knew what he was getting himself into, and gosh, like, the character drove me crazy sometimes because it was like there were just a few times where I was like, okay, this is just too much, but most of the time it was hilarious.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, sometimes it would, but I think Chris Hemsworth is just like, I mean, this trend of like really buff, gorgeous, like hot action movie dudes being hilariously funny in like roles that just make fun of their masculinity, like the way Channing Tatum does it and Chris Hemsworth's done it a few times, and I think that is where they should live. Like, put them in those roles because they're really good at that.
Agreed.
Well, and it's great that they're doing it, period. You know what I mean? Like, especially like Chris Hemsworth, Channing Tatum, these people who are so super famous, and like they don't have to take on these roles probably, but they do anyway.
Yeah. Well, Chris Hemsworth's really funny, and he's like, I think that's people don't kind of see that in the action movie stuff, but
Oh no, yeah.
and I think he kind of prefer to do more comedy.
I would like to see him in more comedy because honestly, he bores me in the action hero stuff, and I thought he was hilarious in this movie. So, did anybody
Yeah.
not like it at all?
What, like Chris Hemsworth in general?
Not like Ghostbusters.
Just no, I mean, no. Yeah, I think like his character, his acting.
I don't know. I just, he played a very specific, like his role was written exactly how he played it. He played it perfectly. So the purpose was to sort of satirize the whole like eye candy, flipped gender. The whole thing is really sort of a subversion of the sci-fi trope, right? So like
Right.
him being the sexy like secretary was part of that. I don't know that I was super crazy about making him dumb, I guess. Like, I think maybe they could have done more with his character if they tried to do something else quirky about him, but it didn't bother me. It didn't make me not enjoy the movie.
Yeah, no,
Just because I thought,
I got a bit annoyed with that. It paid off at
Yeah.
the end though when he started doing the like, so I'm a Ghostbuster now. And
Yeah.
so how great was it when we saved the world kind of thing, Cling? And I was like, yeah, that makes a lot of sense. I feel his character now.
Yeah. Well, I think they wanted to, a caricature, really,
Yeah.
just overemphasize.
Yeah, I think that for the most part it was good, but yeah, at some points it was like, again.
Yeah, not answering the phone, I understand. Not answering, I understand. But not knowing how to use the phone is a little much.
right, like how did this person like survive for 20-some years?
I mean,
The point is that he survived because he's a pretty dude.
Yeah, but how did he
Remember
like,
when he,
go
like-
to the gym and not die?
well, and I think that's the thing. He knows how to drive a motorcycle, so he clearly knows how to do. Oh my God, he clearly knows how to do very physical things, work out, drive a motorcycle, like very well.
Yeah, I think he has a comment on masculinity too, like because he can do the masculine stuff, like he can ride a motorcycle, he can go to the gym, but he can't answer a phone and be a secretary.
I mean, he also doesn't take very good headshots. So
I love them. I want a copy of all of them
I will say, like
for science reasons.
the glasses thing.
Oh gosh.
Oh my God! Like I wish that they'd made some sort of reference to like the fake nerd girl or something, because that's all I could think of when he like rubs his eye, and I was like, wait a minute. And then he tells them like there's not like why he doesn't actually have like glasses, and he doesn't even say he doesn't need them. He just says that he like they kept getting dirty. I mean, he doesn't need them. But like all I could think of, oh my God, we need that meme like immediately. Of Chris Hemsworth as
Like,
Kevin
boy.
rubbing his eyes through his glasses as the fake geek guy. Please. Please, like that. If someone else doesn't make it, I'll figure out a way somehow when this is over.
I just need to find the cat man. I'll make it.
We just need a picture.
Yeah, I gotta find that picture of him. That was great. No, I felt like he got a bit too much at times, but yeah, overall I was a fan.
And yeah, I don't know. What else did we want to discuss? There's still like the ending, and I mean, y'all stayed and watched the ending, right?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I didn't, but I knew about it, and I'm going to see it again tomorrow, so...
Okay.
What
It's basically a Marvel ending, KK.
I
You have
know,
to,
I know.
Okay.
I read about it.
You have to wait till the very, very end of the credits, and there's a scene where they're all in their new lab, like working on things, and Patty is on she's got the headphones, and I don't, what's that thing called? The thing that they
Reel
were
to reel?
talking. Yeah, the reel to reel. She's listening in on it, and she's like, guys, like, takes her headphones off. I think I heard something or whatever, and they all kind of come over, and she's like, do any of you know what Zool is?
Oh.
Or something like that. So they like completely set it up for a sequel, and dear God Almighty, like it can't be worse than Ghostbusters 2. Sorry, Jessica, if you love Ghostbusters 2.
Oh no, I can't. I don't like it at all. I don't even own it.
Yeah. Actually, recently, I think it's Screen Junkies who does the honest movie trailers. Like a few days before this new Ghostbusters came out, they released a Ghostbusters 2 honest trailer where they were basically poking fun at all the people who are bad mouthing this movie they haven't even seen yet, because like they're like, if you're waiting for a movie that's going to ruin Ghostbusters, by the way, you already had it. It was Ghostbusters 2.
I think they stole that from me because I did say that. I'm like, this movie isn't going to ruin your childhood. Ghostbusters 2 ruined Ghostbusters 1.
Yeah, seriously. And like, and that's what I was saying when they pulled in, things from from the first couple of movies, because they had the whole like, I mean, they made a big plot point, at least in the second, maybe the last third of the film, that they were, the mayor and everybody's trying to make them look like frauds. It was like the whole second half. So hopefully we'll get some Zool if they do. They just need to make their money back, I think, in the theaters.
I think they will.
And then once they get it out on Blu-ray. This is actually a movie I'd want to own. I want to show this to my nieces and nephew. I really do.
I just think about little girls. Like, I think about little girls seeing this movie, and it just, like, it brings me joy in the same way that, like, when I watched Star Wars and I thought about little girls watching Rey, and I'm like, this is amazing.
Yep.
Imagine, like, because I didn't have that as a girl, so...
Whenever Rey, the first time I saw it, whenever Rey pulled that lightsaber, whenever she got the lightsaber that both her and Kylo were trying for, I cried for myself and like also for every little girl who would watch that movie and see the Jedi like woman.
Yeah.
And that's how I feel. Like they're all these characters, even Erin, as much as she was like my least favorite of the bunch, all of them are badass in their own rights.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
That may have been our first swear of the night. Do I have to call myself that?
I quoted the movie. There was a swear in there.
Oh, well, which one was it? If it was damn, then I don't think that really counts.
No, it was ain't no bitch is gonna catch no goat.
Yeah, which is quoting the movie, which is quoting a YouTube comment, which is like super meta. I don't know. So, any other thoughts, you guys, before we close this up?
Just reminding everyone that they should go and tweet Leslie Jones, because she's getting like shit ton of racist stuff.
Yeah,
being sent
it's
to
really
her,
bad.
So.
Yeah, I was reading her.
It's really disgusting. Like it's genuinely shocking, because I thought, oh right, it's bad because like they're always bad, but it's just like, what kind of a person are you?
Yeah, someone with a large follower count set them on her. So yeah.
A horrible person hiding behind a computer is exactly who they are. Like. Probably a Trump supporter. Oh shit! I brought up politics.
We're drinking that wine.
I've literally had one glass. So yeah, I'll have to check that out, because that's just crap.
Yeah, I tried to read a few of them. I had to stop because I was just like, this is horrible.
But I don't know. Overall, like, I'm bad at rating movies. Do we want to do out of 5 or out of 10?
Um, I go out of 5. It's usually out of 5.
All right.
And I'm gonna,
Go
yeah.
ahead. What do you give it out of 5?
Give it a 4 out of 5. I don't think it's the best movie ever, and it obviously loses originality based on the fact that it's a pretty kind of, faithful reboot of the original. But it gains points for the fact that girls seeing it will just have their minds blown.
Mm. Jessica, I want to know yours since you're such a big Ghostbusters fan.
Yeah, I would actually say a 4 out of 5 too. And I really, when I first heard about it, I was like, I don't know. And then, seeing the reaction online, I'm like, oh gosh, I want this to do well. And, and I went to see it, and I really enjoyed it. Of course it's not the original Ghostbusters movie, and I don't see what was such, as someone who's watched it like probably 100 times or more, I didn't understand the uproar. I really didn't, and I thought it was a lot of fun. I'm going to see it a couple more times. It was a good movie.
Oops, I took a picture by mistake. Way to go, Tara. KK, what do you give it?
I'm going to give it a 3 out of 5 because I really liked it. I'm going to see it again in theaters, and I'd watch it if it was on TV. But, there are better comedies out there. It's, and it knocks points for me. The diversity thing really bothers me. So yeah, 3 out of 5 for me.
Yeah, I'm sticking with 4. That was and honestly that was what I would have said beforehand. I agree it needed more diversity, and I agree it wasn't the most amazing comedy. There were some parts where I was kind of like, they're forcing this a bit much, but I think they gain points for the acting, honestly. Like, I know that sounds silly for a movie like this, but Kate McKinnon was amazing. Melissa McCarthy was amazing. Kristen Wiig did what she had to do. Chris Hemsworth was hilarious. Leslie Jones was great. Yeah, it was amazing. Like I'd seen out of the 4 of them, I'd seen the least of her previously, so I was really like, this woman's hilarious. Like, now I want to go like find more stuff with her in it. You know what I mean? Which is a good thing. So yeah, well, I wish I could give it more because I did really enjoy watching it, and especially from someone who like went to it having like had a bad day before I went there. It like upped my spirits, and like I enjoyed it, and yeah, so I don't know. I think people should go see it. I think they should go see it soon, and I think that especially if you have daughters, you should bring them to see it because we don't get.
Kids are gonna love this.
Yeah, I mean, and sons, like kids in general.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like this isn't something we get all the time right now. Maybe eventually it'll be that way, but I think it'll still be a while, and I think this is going to be a stepping stone toward that if it does well enough. So, I don't know, that's about all I have to say.
More movies like this. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Then we're good. Okay. Okay. I will do the outro.
Yeah.
Thank you for joining us for Feeling. And remember that we are a free webcast right off donations for viewers like you. Thank you for contributing to our host site, the Geekiary, and I'll see you soon. Well, you'll see people soon from Comic-Con.
Yeah.
Bye.
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 I like how it's like lagging on the still live.